I met Ale when she came to a seminar that I gave in Miami about 8 years ago. She was full of passion about being a singer, but still struggling. The real magic occurred when she realized that was the only thing she could be. That's truly who she is. Listen to her story.
It's interesting. That seminar was 8 years ago. It's so crazy. And basically what happened after that is I made the choice to start working with music full time because I wasn't. So I was working at a store. I was selling high-end clothing for people that didn't need to buy any more high-end clothing. And then one day my feet were hurting a lot because I had been standing for like 15, 16 hours. Like, I don't want this to be the reason why my feet hurt. If my feet are gonna hurt, I want it to be because I've been performing all day in high heels, or maybe I was walking around the city recording a music video. I want it to be for a different reason. And so about 2 weeks after that, I put in my 2 weeks. And that, brought me to gigging everywhere. I started singing everywhere. I started telling everyone what I did for a living. And then after that, I just kept doing it. I kept doing it and kept doing it. And then, I was called to be on La Voz. It was just a lot of consistency. Even in the days where I didn't feel like I wanted to do anything, I had to do it. I would have focused more on writing. I would have told myself to not be afraid to write more songs because I was so scared that they weren't going to be good enough that I just wouldn't write them. So I would tell myself to just go for it. I started to analyze the people that were around me, and then all of that started shifting as soon as I started shifting. When I realized how important it is to be in gratitude all the time, because life is happening. So you're always going to have a reason to be upset or to be frustrated or to be disappointed but at the end of the day, there are so many other reasons to be grateful for. And also, nothing really matters because we're going to die one day. So my favorite question to ask myself and to ask people around me when they ask me, they're how do you do this, or how do you get on the stage and sing in front of a bunch of people? I ask them, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? And so when I ask myself that question, I kind of put myself back in that perspective where I have no choice but to be grateful for what I have. That's something that I think would benefit so many people if you just stop for a second and write down 10 things that you're grateful for. I think it sounds like something very small, but it's so life-changing. I think it's an act of violence to compare yourself with other people towards yourself, right? And even though the music industry is seen as such a competitive environment, maybe I'm the rebel here, and I don't really see it as a competition. I feel like it would be like comparing an apple to a banana, or even like an apple to a piece of iron. It just doesn't, they're so different, and everyone is so different and so beautiful in their own way that I don't think it's fair to have people compete with one another. And then there's also the whole idea that if someone wins, then that means that someone else is losing, and that's not, no one is really losing. If you're doing what you love to do, then you're already winning in life. The unity is what makes us so much stronger, because we can get so much further if we're together. That I really believe that we get so much further by supporting one another rather than trying to outdo one another. The Latin Grammy nomination just added gasoline to the fire. It feels like I'm so ready to keep creating, and I'm so ready to keep honoring the person that I become every day, because I feel like my music is going to change the same way that I change every day. So I'm just going to keep making music and I'm going to keep hopefully getting through to people's souls with the music and healing people with music, because I think music is a very underestimated medicine. I would like to leave behind the idea that it is okay to be exactly who you are and how you are. It's just so much more important to be happy than to fit into whatever cube we're supposed to fit in. And understanding that it's not really about how you're supposed to live your life, and it's more about how you want to live your life, because it's yours. And at the end of the day, you're the one going to bed with yourself. Like, forget what everyone, like, F what everyone else thinks about you and your life, and do whatever it is that resonates with you without hurting other people.